Hey guys, it's me, Captain Norseman, and I'm here with some of the Aholes of Galaxy members, and we are going to do something that we don't usually do, pretty much. And because we got enough wrestling fans here, we're going to do, from now on, a review on every single WWE pay-per-view that comes out. So starting from WrestleMania 31 to beyond, basically. So here we go. We've got Evention here.
Hey guys.
We got BrianMovies Maker,
My time is now.
and we got Josh.
Yo.
And we're going to talk about pretty much, we're going to go through match for match, and we're going to do our rating right at the end, and we're going to say how we feel about this WrestleMania. But first, pretty much, we're just going to go through the pre-show. Let's just bloody get through that, because that's probably the least interesting thing of the whole thing. Okay, the tag team match, pretty much for the tag titles, was the Usos versus Los Matadores versus the New Day versus Cesaro and Kid. How did everyone feel about this match? Let's go for it, shall we? Eventually, you can go first. How did you feel about the tag team pre-show match?
Well, speaking on behalf of me and, well, never mind, just myself. Well, I didn't see the pre-show, so I actually can't review those, but from what I heard, they were actually pretty shit. So yeah.
All right, Josh.
What?
Yeah,
Hello?
okay. We get that.
Oh, okay, it's my turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, Pretty crap, like we got those two little guys with the bowl and the New Day who never wins. And then we had what's it called? The Usos and wasn't like both of them like injured or something, so they pulled up a crap match. And then we had thing one and thing two. So yeah, my result is it was crap.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, by the way, guys, Cesaro and Kid won this match. They went over. But Brian, you can do your thoughts on this match.
Um, well, I didn't hate the match as most of you guys did. I actually thought it was a little better than a few matches that went on tonight. But some of the uppercuts were like a little sloppy. Some people, I don't want to call people out on the match, but some of them, acted like they didn't even know what's going on. They just did baloney moves and crap like that, and then Natalia and Naomi were in the match and all that crap. I think somebody in the Usos was injured, so they had to switch the match like quick or something. I don't know,
Hmm.
but yeah, some of the moves were pretty sloppy again, and just not a good finisher really. Not a good pre-show in my
All
opinion.
right. Me? Yeah, I didn't really care for this match at all, really. The tag team division is just terrible and everything. And yeah, we're moving on. Okay, we're going to do one more pre-show match. That's the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Wow, they've already devalued this match even more. And pretty much the final three were The Miz, Big Show, and Damien Sandow. I'm not gonna call him Mizdow, that just sounds retarded. But the thing about this match was it ended up being between those three. Finally, Damien Sandow pretty much went against The Miz. He pretty much eliminated him, and then pretty much the Big Show eliminated Sandow eventually, which a lot of people were confused with because we thought the babyface was going to go over, but no, they buried Sandow again because they see no talent in him whatsoever for some reason, and also Big Show this. I'll give Big Show respect because he's been there a long time and he's paid his dues and stuff like that, but he really needs to get the freaking hell off the WWE screen and everything. He's so boring at this stage, and giving him this win means nothing at all. So, Evention, what is your thoughts on the Big Show winning the Andre Battle Royal match?
Well, kind of understandable why he would win it because, like, people sometimes like to call him the equivalent to Andre the Giant these days, but I don't know. Like he said, it's devalued now. It's not really worth it. And I don't know. I heard, yeah, it's good that Mizdow or Sandow, whatever the fuck you want to call him, turned, but yeah, it doesn't really matter.
All right, Josh, what's your thoughts on it?
I'm sorry. Finally, he says he wins. A giant wins actually. Like I remember, like every year they're like, oh, battle royal, whatever, is
Hmm.
meant for a giant, but he's like always the first one out. And then finally he can finally say he won something in the past 10 years. So
Yeah. All right,
but
Brian. I'll
I
go
would
ahead.
I would have made Sheamus return at that point and win it.
Good point. All right, Brian. You can go ahead and do your You can do your thoughts on this match.
Um, it was a piece of shit.
Alrighty
Is there
then.
anything else to say about it? Like, this is probably my worst match of the night. I didn't really like it. Nothing in the match entertained me. The Big Show thing made me even angrier. I don't care. It's just a piece of shit.
All right, let's move away from the pre-show. Well, by the sounds of it, the pre-show was pretty garbage. So yeah, let's move away from this. All right, finally, we can get to something interesting. We get to the start of the show. The start of the show pretty much has like an LA Cool J type video package, and then we get to the IC belt, aka the Intercontinental belt, which has been so devalued over the years. But let's get to the match. The match was a ladder match for the IC belt, and it had Dean Ambrose, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Wade Barrett, R-Truth, Stardust, Luke Harper, and Daniel Bryan went over and won the title and became the new champion. So Evention, what was your thoughts on the match? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you feel? Was this one of the best ladder matches at Mania or not for you?
The ladder match was well, this is to be honest, it was my most anticipated match of the night because I just love ladder matches. So, like, from back in the day, all the way since like Jeff Hardy, the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, I've always loved ladder matches, and I just really look forward to this match. The match didn't truly disappoint like I thought it would, but it could have been a bit better. Uh, it was overall good. Like freaking JBL, he's a human being, goddammit. Oh, he stole the show right there, and then that he just like, yeah, that was funny, and it was a good night, Sorry, it was a good match. Wow, that was a good night, but it was a good match, and I was, didn't disappoint, so I thought it was pretty good, yeah.
All right. Josh, what did you think of the match?
It was pretty good. Not the best match of the night, but I'll give it maybe the third best. Um, Finally we see a little bit like action and towards like all the other matches that have happened with these guys, it's kind of like it was way past PG. Like it's kind of like a G rated whenever they wrestled. And finally they pulled out like moves that I've never seen them do before, especially the Dean Ambrose part where he got smashed through the ladder.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that was the highlight of the match. But finally, now that Daniel Bryan's the champion and Cena, even though we'll talk about that match later, they can finally probably build up these championships and maybe do, if they keep it to SummerSlam, have their rematch but unify the championships done.
Good, actually, good theory with that one. All right, Brian, how did you feel about this IC belt ladder match?
This is probably like the fourth best match for me tonight. There was a lot of good stunts, a lot of good uppercuts, a lot of good central moves in the match. Like you just said, the highlight of the match was when the guy fell for the ladder, and that
Yeah.
was pretty cool. With Daniel Bryan winning, I think it was alright. I still think Daniel Bryan should have been in some more big man events, but it's alright for this ladder match. It was a good match. It was a good ladder match. I just wish it was like further up the what's it called, Mania than just being the first match. But it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to get to that. Okay. I know a lot of people love Daniel Bryan. I'm a big fan of him too, like I think people here are too. But there's one thing I'm going to say. Last year, he was at the main event of WrestleMania. He became the champion, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and now he's the Intercontinental Champion. A belt that doesn't exactly mean shit anymore, sadly, which meant something a lot back in the day. But now, pretty much, he was on the first match of the show, which is, by the way, embarrassing, and it's just disappointing, especially as a Daniel Bryan fan. But does anybody actually want to mention anything about that, or should we just move on?
I think
Um,
Yeah, go
Ziggler
ahead.
should have won the match because he was just Ziggler was in my opinion the highlight of that match because he was just on fire the whole time doing all the awesome stuff, and I think at the end it should have been him who won the match because Ziggler for me fits the Intercontinental Belt right, and
Yeah.
I think that he should have because that's Ziggler like. I would love Ziggler to be the top guy because he's talented and stuff, but WWE doesn't see him for that. But he's perfect for the Intercontinental Division kind of area. So I think he should have won that match, but instead they gave it to Brian. So now,
All
is it
right.
me or are they trying
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
make the Money in the Bank briefcase again like they used to, make it like a championship? Because that's what they did a long time ago with Dolph
Yeah.
Ziggler.
Yeah, those matches were awesome back in the day. This didn't even live up to any of those Money in the Bank matches at WrestleManias back in the day. It was pretty good, but I'm just disappointed in the way Dolph Ziggler,
I think they're
Daniel
so
Bryan, and
wasted.
all. Yeah, just talent's being wasted, and it's just pissing us all off. And at this point, Daniel Bryan's done, guys. Look, that moment he had was cool, but nah, he basically will never get the top run he deserves. But we'll move on. All right, let's go to the next match. All right, the next match, excuse me, was a Divas tag team match between the Bella Twins and AJ and Paige. Ooh, but I will definitely give a just for AJ, pretty much. But anyway, shout out to CM Punk, by the way. But anyway, the AJ and Paige went over. So, guys, we're going to do our quick thoughts because these matches are usually boring. Not because of, well, actually, yeah, the Bellatons don't really have any talent, but the other two ladies do. It's a shame they get used in this fashion, but they went over at least. So, Evention, how did you feel about the match? Do you like it?
for his Divas match, it was actually, it wasn't half bad for a Divas match. Because usually the Divas matches end after 2 minutes and they're fucking boring as hell because they just like do the same thing. They jump on each other and pull each other's hair until they cry. And then now just instead they changed it up a bit. They actually started wrestling. I think it was really good. They really did it in kind of a I don't know, just it's not too much the way you can describe a Divas match because they're usually super short and stuff. It was still short compared to the other matches, but it wasn't as short. But I liked it. It was all right. But yeah, that's my.
All right, Josh, how do you feel about it?
Is this the Divas match?
Yeah, the Divas match.
I think the highlight was actually at the end of the match after it ended. You know what I mean? But you know what? To be honest, I didn't even see the match. I went on my ship break during it, so
He's not lying. I was there with him.
Oh,
Me
wow.
too.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
so
You
man.
were there with him, Brian? What?
No, no, no. I meant never mind.
Oh, you took a ship break. Okay, I get it. I get it.
so yeah, got back probably like 3 minutes later because I knew the match wasn't even gonna do anything and it was done. I walked in on AJ holding Paige's ass, so I had to go back to the bathroom again if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, Brian, you can go ahead and do your thoughts on the match.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch the match. I was really watching AJ the whole time, so I don't know what actually happened. Um, but to be honest, um, I don't know why do divas get so much crap these days? Because I don't know, but the match was all right. Again, the Bella Twins cannot fight and or wrestle when they go against somebody at WrestleMania. They just get I don't know scared or something like that. They just get wobbly in the ring.
Well,
Um,
they can
hey,
blow big stars. That's one thing they can do. Just saying.
dun, dun, dun. Okay. Um, um, but I don't know. AJ again, just fantastic in the ring, if you know what I mean. And Paige, she's getting there. I think she's doing better. I think she's getting some lessons because a long time ago, she did bad, but I think she's doing better now. So yeah, good match and AJ all the way.
All right, me. It was an okay match. Didn't really care for it because I didn't watch this live. I watched this like today, pretty much the day after. So when I watched this match, I kind of zoomed through it quickly. I just watched the main parts plus the bit when Josh was talking about the end with AJ and Paige, and I was like, "Oh yeah," "Oh yeah," as Macho Man would say. Rest in peace. But anyway, we'll go to the next one now. Okay, now this. Before we get to the big boy matches, we're just gonna get rid of the Cena match because I don't give a fuck about that. So, Cena versus Rusev. for the US title, pretty much. And Cena went over pretty much in a very, very garbage match, pretty much. By the way, the crowd was completely on Rusev's side, by the way, for the whole most of it, pretty much. And this is meant to be a Russia versus USA storyline, just to let everyone know that. But Evention, how do you feel about the match?
Well, the match was like Cap said, it was actually, I don't know, I didn't really enjoy it. It's, well, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It was not the worst match I've ever seen, but it was pretty shit in my opinion. I didn't really like it a lot at all. And the part where Cena came in is like America and blah blah blah. My feeder, they just yelled out Canada. We all just started hooting and cheering, and yeah. No offense to you Americans, but Canada's awesome.
Oh god, shots being fired. All right, Josh, what's your thoughts on this match?
I think Cena should have lost. I believe Rusev probably could have gone undefeated, probably to SummerSlam or later even.
Mm-hmm.
If I was like, what's it called? Uh, who's the people that write it? Creative team.
Yeah.
I would make Sheamus like how he's returning tonight. Rusev goes out doing his little speech, speaking Russian, saying USA sucks, whatever. He's about to leave the ring. Sheamus makes his return. They set up a match, and Sheamus wins, but instead of being a US champ, he brings back the European Championship.
That's a good point. I'd actually like to see that title back one day. Oh wait, they would probably devalue that like they've devalued every other title, so luckily that's not around at the moment, but I would like to see that return. Brian, what's your thoughts on this match?
Um, I don't know. It's what you said. To me, it's like a medium match. You can hate it or you can like it. I don't know. I'm like there in the middle. It still baffles me that Russo, as much as he hates Americans, he has a United States Championship. I don't know about that. I don't understand that storyline. But okay, I'll deal with it. John Cena again. I don't know. He could win this. He could lose this. It wouldn't matter. They're just trying to find something for John Cena to do in the meantime. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's just an alright match. Not the worst match tonight, but it's not the greatest. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. All right, me. I'm just gonna say one thing. You build a guy up for a year, unbeaten, and all you do is just give him pretty much to Cena. And the only reason they did this was to try and get him over, and that failed. So even though I didn't even like Rusev to start with, but the guy had a lot of heat on him as a heel, and you've just thrown that all away for this bum. Well done, WWE. Well done, Vince. Shout out to you. A bunch of morons. Anyway, okay. This match I think is gonna really interest a lot of people, especially WCW fans, because there was a lot of commentary that a lot of us WCW fans, especially me, didn't like. The Triple H Sting match. I thought the Triple H Sting match was pretty decent. There was good psychology in it and everything and stuff. And I knew these guys would put on a decent matches. They're both, legends in their own way. By the way, Sting, way more of an icon than Triple H will ever dream of. Just saying. If you don't feel like that, more power to you. But anyway, they had a good match. You had DX come down and get involved. I think it was like X-Pac. Wasn't it Road Dogg and Billy Gunn got involved at one point in the match? And then the NWO, Hogan, Nash, and Scott Hall got involved as well. And then also Sting at one point. And then obviously Triple H beat Sting eventually, which was quite shocking because everyone thought this is Sting's first match. He's going to win. But no, they actually didn't make that happen. They made him lose, and you were kind of like. The other thing I will say is they kept they protected Sting because he lost pretty much in a non-clean way. So at least they did that. But the thing is, they made him lose the first match, which was really weird. I don't know. This isn't really looking good for Sting's career in WWE right now. But yeah. All right, Evention, what did you think of the match?
Well, the match was fairly decent, I guess. It started off like Sting was at the beginning. I don't know if anyone's gonna disagree with me, but they were really overpowering Sting at the beginning, where he's like tossing Triple H around and stuff. But yeah, I didn't really mind it. Then after it started getting better as it went on, and then the time when NWO went out, everyone was going crazy in my theater, because I watch it in a movie theater, but everyone was going crazy, and then it's like Hogan, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash came out. I was really excited myself, but then like I was like, wow, they're so old now. Like I knew they were old, but like they were old now, and just like, and when they came out, it was like surprising. But then like after, they all laid down like one punch, and that was it. Like, and Hogan was like passing out stuff. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, and then they kind of laid back. Michaels came out and stuff, but it was pretty good. Yeah, it was a good match.
Okay. Josh?
I'm gonna give this match the second best match of the night, my opinion. Um, just one of the facts, even though their old NWO came out. Um, Another thing is like I'm actually surprised that Sting lost as well, but for his age of like what 50, 51, he pretty much put on a good performance.
I agree.
And the way they did it at the end, where they shook the hands, I don't know. I guess they put what they said a peace offering to each other.
Yeah.
But I wish they still did the promo where Sting came out after the Undertaker match setting it up. But now looking at after we get into that match, after looking at that match, I don't think I want to see it anymore.
Yeah. If they're gonna book Sting like this, then probably not. I don't want to see him. Fuck that. But we'll talk. Do you know what? We're gonna talk more about WrestleMania 32 right at the end of the whole thing. So yeah, Brian, you can do your thoughts on this match. Brian? Okay then, we're just gonna continue
Oh,
until
sorry.
Brian
I
returns.
thought
Oh yeah,
sorry.
there you go.
I was talking and my mic was muted. My bad. Okay. This is probably the most disappointing match for me for this WrestleMania, because who wanted really Triple H to win? Because they built up Sting so perfectly as, oh my gosh, he's gonna kick Triple H's ass. Just wait and see. And nope, he just loses from a pinfall. It was just like they threw like everything they did on Raw out the toilet. Like it was like a piece of, I don't know. Anyways, Sting did pretty good. Triple H, as you know, does Triple H. Um, I don't know. I just couldn't watch it anymore. I just got disappointed as soon as Sting lost, and I just started losing interest of this WrestleMania. I thought it was about to be horrible, but whatever. I still think Sting should have won, but I guess that's just me.
All right.
I'm
Me.
sorry to interrupt you for
Oh,
a
go ahead.
second, but
Hmm.
I'm just starting to watch Raw, and
Yeah, Raw.
Lesnar's
Brock
out, and
Lesnar.
he's in his fighting gear.
Oh wow.
He
Okay.
looks like he's ready to fuck up someone. Like,
All right. Well, let's
He's
continue with
mad.
the review, basically.
Can I say one more thing about that match?
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing that really did not make sense, in my opinion, is how basically last WrestleMania, Triple H got defeated by Daniel Bryan, and this year he defeats Sting.
Who is one of the biggest stars in wrestling history, by the way. And also, this was Sting's first match, which made no sense for him to lose. Just look, one thing I'm going to point out is the commentary on the freaking match was disgusting. And I'm speaking for all the WCW fans. They were making out that they kept saying all this bullshit about how, pretty much Sting was like a big star in a little pond and all this crap and everything. No, they're just all butthurt because WCW in the 90s was kicking their fucking asses, pretty much. And there you go. So fuck WWE for shitting on WCW again because they're sore winners, basically. But let's go into the next one. Okay, this was a match I really enjoyed a lot. Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins, who Seth Rollins will be talking about at the end of the show, definitely, to see what direction will be going on with him. But Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. I gotta admit, guys, they put on one hell of a freaking incredible match. It was really crisp, really good. I knew these guys, would definitely put on a great match. They're both great workers. Orton, I've always been a fan of because even though he's kind of boring at times, he is a badass and he puts on some great matches. And Seth Rollins, I've always been a fan since his ROH days and stuff like that, and things like that. So, Eventually, how'd you like the match?
Well, the match was, yes, considering it was the second match of the night, it didn't really disappoint. I really liked it a lot, and I was happy to see that Randy Orton was back because he's one of my favorite wrestlers, working in modern day right now. So really happy to see him finally, coming back and kicking some ass. So hopefully he'll get, bigger because I don't know if they don't. The thing is that if at Extreme Rules, if they don't really bring him back into like the big light, then he's gonna be down low now because now that he had like a solo match at WrestleMania for nothing, for like no belt or anything, it's basically now he has to get back into the spotlight somehow, or else he's gonna be in the dark for a little while. But overall, the match is pretty good, and yeah.
All right, Josh.
Um, Pretty good match actually. That'll be in the top four of all night. Of course, the best RKO I've ever seen. Freaking lifts him up with his head and then does the RKO. But yeah, not much to say on this match, although it's just pretty good. I believe that it'll be a fatal four-way now at Extreme Rules. Orton, Reigns, Brock, and Rollins for a championship.
Mm.
Extreme Rules match, and I believe, I hope, I think Rollins will keep it, but I hope Brock goes back out with the belt.
All right. Okay, Brian, how do you feel about this match between Orton, where Orton won the match and he faced off against Seth Rollins?
Uh, Best RKO ever. Um, this is probably. I'm probably gonna say it now. This is probably my best match of the night. I just liked Randy Orton and you said Seth Rollins was in this
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Yeah, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, fantastic feud. It was a very good match. Not that much to say about it. Just saying how it was really entertaining to me. I wish it could have been longer, but Vince McMahon needs that John Cena power, whatever. So yeah, it was it was a good match.
All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, now we're gonna get to the segment, probably the most biggest segment of the actual night because there was a few, but this was the most one to remember. Pretty much, you have Stephanie and Triple H out, pretty much, trolling the fans that Triple H beat Sting and all this crap and everything. Then pardon me, then The Rock comes out and he pretty much, the crowd's going crazy and everything, and he's doing his usual thing where he's just, being The Rock and everything's being awesome. And then obviously Triple H and Stephanie tell him to leave the ring. He starts walking. Then he goes up to his mum, and then Ronda Rousey's like near there, and then pretty much he's kind of like having that look of like, oh, I've got an idea, pretty much. And then they go back in the ring, and pretty much, The Rock and Ronda Rousey whoop their asses and everything. It's freaking awesome, an amazing moment. I never thought, wow, I couldn't believe it, especially Ronda Rousey, who's at UFC, the heavyweight champion for the women's division, great division by the way, and UFC, which is definitely, obviously competition for WWE. It's a different sport, but it is definitely a combat sport. So I'm gonna see where everyone like Evention. What did you think of this segment? I thought it was fucking awesome to see Ronda and The Rock together.
I think it was cool, the segment, because, Ronda Rousey's a beast. But
Yeah.
at the same time, Ronda Rousey could have kicked both of their asses anyway, so she didn't need The Rock. But, it was so cool. Ronda Rousey, in all reality, if it wasn't WWE, she would have, killed fucking Stephanie. But, they PG. That's what that's the only thing you can say about that. Right after, Ronda and Rock got in the ring with them, I don't know, I felt like it kind of dragged on a bit, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. More power to you if that's not yours, but I think it kind of dragged on a little bit because, we fought, because me and Josh were sitting in the theater like, oh no, what are we going to do? The match is going to, it's going to run out of time for the two Bray Wyatt and, sorry, Bray Wyatt and Taker match, and then Lesnar and Reigns match, so we were kind of nervous. But then it was, it kind of evened out at the end of the day, and it was pretty cool. It was a pretty good WrestleMania moment.
All right. Okay, Josh, what do you think of this Ronda Rousey and Rock moment with Triple H and Stephanie?
It was pretty good, but I'm just kind of focused on this right now. He's provoking Lesnar's on his rematch clause right now. But I thought he was gonna go to his mom, like give him Stephanie Samoan bitch slap, but he got out Ronda Rousey or whatever, and then apparently next year they're gonna have a tag team match, or it'll be Rock versus Triple H with Stephanie and Rousey in each corner.
Yeah. By the way, Brian's here now, so we'll quickly go to him. But by the way, guys, if this was UFC, Ronda Rousey would have broken freaking Stephanie in half. Just saying. Okay, Brian, you can say your thoughts on the Rock, Ronda Rousey, Triple H,
True.
and Stephanie
Yeah.
segment.
I don't. I'm just trying to think about it real quick. I didn't really see anything into it really. Rock is fantastic as usual, but I think he was.
Get off that and get your studies done.
Alright, just to continue on Brian's thought. Yeah, but just to say something, by the way, I think the reason why Ronda was actually involved in this, because I was shocked that she was, because she's UFC and everything, and I think Dana White's definitely gonna have something to say about that. But one of the main reasons is because remember The Rock and Ronda Rousey did film Fast and Furious 7 together. So maybe that's one of the reasons. Maybe there was a little deal in there or something for her to like. Maybe that's because she is a WWE fan. So yeah. All right. Let's just Brian can say his thoughts later. We'll get back to him because we got other stuff to do quickly. Because some of us got what's the word? Got stuff to do tomorrow. So yeah. Okay. Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker, and The Undertaker did go over, which because a lot of people were wondering after the streak ended, was The Undertaker gonna be able to come back? Was he gonna put new talent over? No, he won pretty much, but the Undertaker was not the same. Pretty much, you could tell he looked very, very oof. It wasn't good. So eventually, thoughts on the match?
When me and Josh, when we were sitting here, we were kind of hoping that he would come out as the American badass, rolling, rolling, rolling. But it was unfortunate. What really pissed us off is that we didn't mind if he came out as a dead man, but they just fucking teased us, man. Like, he had the haircut of the American badass. He had the pants of the American badass. It's just like they were just like it's like they were going to do the American badass, but they decided none of them, dead man walking. But it just kind of annoyed me how they didn't do that, but the match overall was pretty good. Bray Wyatt did his part, and I think like I said before, I was happy that they put him out strong. Because I didn't want Wyatt to win this match because I didn't want him to make him too overpowered, but I wanted him to go out strong, setting him up for bigger things eventually in the future. So that's what happened with him, and I was happy about that. And yeah.
All right, Josh, what do you think of the Undertaker Bray Wyatt match?
Um, in a big disappointment. I was looking forward to this match, and well, Undertaker, he can't do it. He just can't do it. He could barely walk in the freaking ring and stand up on his own legs. Like, first 5 minutes in, he looked good, but no, like, after that, he can barely stand anymore. He was basically about to pass out. His legs were shaking, and he just can't do it anymore. I'm gonna say it's time to hang him up, go in the Hall of Fame, and go sleep with freaking Michelle McCool for your rest of your life.
All right.
But just one thing.
Yeah.
Lesnar is fucking fighting tonight on Monday Night Raw.
And I will definitely be watching that tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, you can do your thoughts on the Bray Wyatt Undertaker match.
I'm gonna say this real quick before I get attacked by John Cena. Actually, you guys go ahead. I'll be right.
Okay, cool. All right, look, I'm gonna be honest here. I agree with Josh totally. It's time to hang him up at the stage.
I got another kind of prediction now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm watching WWE and it says United States Championship. John Cena will give an open challenge, so I think that's when Sheamus will make his return. It's kind of obvious.
Yeah, that makes sense. The thing I'm gonna point out is, look, Bray Wyatt was pretty much having a feud with himself. So, and they build him up this whole time just to lose. And this guy's already been buried by Cena like a million times. For me, Bray Wyatt, nah, he's done at this point. He ain't ever gonna be anything in this company. Now, Undertaker, I'm gonna ask Evention and Josh a big question. Now, after seeing the way that Undertaker now wrestles with his knees are pretty much messed up at this point, and he doesn't look too good in the ring anymore at all. He's too old. And Sting, the way he's getting booked in a bad way, does anyone actually want to see WrestleMania 32 with Sting and Undertaker now? Evention, you can go first.
I would have been kind of looking forward to it if they made Sting win, but as soon as he lost, I was like, no, they can't do it because, they made Sting look underpowered.
Alright, Josh.
Um, unless Undertaker freaking like down ages like 3 years and takes some steroids. I don't know. Like I could probably see Sting coming back, right, and Taker doing one more thing with him, because that's where he's like from, Dallas or whatever.
Yeah.
To end it there, and maybe do what they did at like what was it, 28 or 29, whatever.
Yeah.
When they all like Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and they all did like the end of an era at the
Yeah.
stage. I can see that happening where they both like pay their respects at the top of the stage and do whatever there, but that's it probably. I'm not saying it'll be probably a good match because of the way Undertaker I saw him this year, but I don't know. I see both of them done there. They're trying to get a bunch of legends anyway since they have to fill over 100,000 seats, so you can see it happening.
Yeah, they're trying to make WrestleMania 32 the biggest one ever, pretty much. And that'll be something we definitely review next year, by the way. Alright. The final match we're gonna go to
Wait,
right
wait, can
now.
I say my quick thoughts
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it
yeah,
real
go
quick?
ahead actually. Brian, go and say what you feel about the Bray Wyatt Undertaker match.
Um, I don't. It was pretty good. It's just if with Undertaker winning, to me, it didn't really mean anything. Just because the streaks are broken. I understand why he did it. You and me talked about it,
Yeah.
but it's just if you make Undertaker keep winning, what's the meaning? Oh yeah, he just won a match. It's not really meaning the streak. 'Cause the streak is gone unless they try to do it again where they start a new thing, which I doubt because Undertaker's about to die or something if he keeps wrestling. But you know, it was an alright match. The way they built it up though was just Bray Wyatt talking to himself really. Boom. But yeah, it was a good match, and yeah.
Uh, oh, Brian, as I asked the two boys here, would you, after the way Sting is getting booked, as we just saw, and Undertaker now is not that great in the ring, his knees are pretty much fucked, would you actually want to see next year WrestleMania 32 Sting versus Undertaker?
Uh, of course, kind of wanted to see it this year, but whenever. I understand Undertaker's about to die because if he keeps wrestling, boom, he's dead. He almost dead. He almost died when he fought Brock Lesnar. But yeah, I like to see the match. It looks. I'm a big fan of Sting. I'm mad, but Sting didn't win this WrestleMania. But whatever. Um, yeah, Sting versus Undertaker. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Alright. Okay, now the main event. The WWE World Heavyweight title match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins did eventually get involved in the match, like he cashed in the middle of the match, but I'm going to get first to the beginning of the match. Brock Lesnar made Roman Reigns his bitch. He was fucking suplexing this guy all over the place. He was just destroying him, and I was loving every minute of it. Plus, at one point, he even yelled at him, "Suplex City, bitch!" They need to make that a t-shirt. But, and then Seth Rollins cashed in, and then it was kind of like, you didn't know who was going to win at that point, and then Seth Rollins won, basically. Which I was okay with, because I'm a big fan of Seth Rollins, and he went over and he ended the night the champion. So, yeah, so Evention, what did you think of the main event?
Before I say something,
Yeah.
my wish might actually come true right now because Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler are facing each other for the Intercontinental belt right now on Raw. So If Ziggler wins, then I'll be happy. But anyways, my thoughts on the main event. It was pretty good. I was happy with it. Yeah, like you said, Lesnar made Reigns a bitch. Suplex City, bitch. That's a new hashtag. But yeah, it was a pretty good match, and I knew Rollins was gonna come in and cash it in, but I didn't know he was gonna do it at that time because that was kind of surprising. But overall, the match was good, and I was just happy. It was a good way to end the show off. And yeah, Rollins, he was better at the belt than I thought he would, but I don't think he's gonna have a run for too long. Anyways, yeah.
All right, Josh, what do you think of the main event?
Awesome. I kind of knew that Rollins was gonna cash in if he lost to Orton. That way they can push him and stuff. But yeah, I was pretty sick at the beginning where Roman actually fucking hit Lesnar in the eye. It looked like he had a tennis ball freaking right beside his eye. He actually had stitches all on his forehead. I was just watching. What's it called? After that, Lesnar did not give a fuck. He basically imagine Brock Lesnar as a big Samoan.
Oh god.
Like, that's what he basically did to Roman. He made him fucking hurt. He actually hit him like it was a UFC friggin' like if it was a death match, like friggin' that's what he thought it was. Suplex, F5, knee to the friggin' face, which made like Roman Reigns spit out 2 teeth. And then Rollins came out, like I knew it was coming, but like I don't mind him as champ, but like I don't feel as it's his time or Roman's time. I feel like Brock needs to go and just keep going for like another year maybe. Like I just don't see like I even just see like I just don't see anyone like with that belt right now. It's just Lesnar needs to get it back.
All right. Well, especially as he's re-signed, I definitely understand that.
Maybe he can face Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe that'll be the open challenge tonight. John Cena
in an octagon facing Vince McMahon.
John Cena and Vince McMahon in an open challenge, a kiss my ass match.
Oh god. All right, Brian, what do you think of the main event?
I didn't ever see because Brock Lesnar in like real life, I think Brock Lesnar will win every match because UFC fighter going against I don't know like a wrestler, you always think UFC fighter sometimes. But, Vince actually changed me. Roman Reigns actually beat up Brock Lesnar for real because tonight you can see some bruises on Brock Lesnar, so it's a good match. I don't know. Didn't Seth Rollins like cash in also?
Yeah, he cashed in like near the end of the match.
Yeah, I thought that was a good twist and little time to cash in the match. It was a good match also. Muscle versus Muscle is pretty good. This is probably my second best match of the night, just because just the stunts and the action in it, and just all the uppercuts and all other crap. Man. Anyways, yeah, it was a good match and I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, basically, guys, now we're just going to make everyone do their final thoughts plus their rating. So, Evention, your final thoughts on the whole pay-per-view and also your rating for it. So, go ahead.
Well, final thoughts, the show, like I said, it was a good WrestleMania. It was, it was the best in a few years, actually, because we haven't had some good Manias lately, if you know what I mean. But, for Mania, it was pretty good, doesn't live up to what people thought, it wasn't as good as other Manias, but, it was actually decent. I thought it was going to be worse, but it was actually pretty decent. What's the word? Never mind. It was a good show, and I was happy with it, and I hope next year we'll top it.
All right.
Sorry, my rating is a 8 out of 10.
All right. Evention's 8 out of 10. Josh, what is your rating? What are your final thoughts on the pay-per-view?
Awesome show. It's more than I was expecting to happen. I loved it. Just phenomenal WrestleMania. Last year was, it was 30 years of WrestleMania. It was decent, but that one wasn't that great. I think the other best WrestleMania there like, was probably a decent one was probably 20 even 3. Like all the rest were not that great, so this one was pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 9.5, maybe even a 10. If the Undertaker did a good match, I would give it a 10, but really like a 9.5.
All right. Okay, Brian, what is your rating and what is your final thoughts on the pay-per-view?
Do I count the pre-shows also, or does that not go inside the WrestleMania?
Yeah, just
In the
you
rating.
can count them if you don't have to count them. It's up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna count them. To me, this was just a normal WrestleMania. It wasn't really anything special. There was a few good matches, but to me, there was a lot of disappoint matches also. It wasn't a Cena-mania like last year's were, but it wasn't like I don't know, I don't know how to say it, like a top-notch, best WrestleMania ever. It was just down there. It's all right. Some of the matches were pretty good. Some of the matches were pretty horrible. There's a choose-lose situation. I'm gonna go with a 5 out of 10, just because even though it's good matches, can't really say the horrible and disappointing matches that we had this year. But yeah, it was an alright WrestleMania. Not that much to say about it really.
And what's your rating for the pay-per-view?
Oh yeah, you can go ahead now.
Alrighty. Let me just make sure that we didn't miss anything at all. Nope, we did not miss anything. We hit everything on the notch. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this if you watch this live. Also, thank you so much when you watch it on pretty much my channel was uploaded. Also, I'd like to thank the boys here, some of the Aholes, the Galaxy members. Always love working with them and everything, especially Brian and Josh, especially, who are one of the newcomers, pretty much which are new to you guys, obviously the viewers who have just seen them pretty much. This is Brian's second video. Josh's pretty much first video on the channel and everything, and of the Aholes Galaxy, so
Second,
awesome.
actually.
Yeah. Well, that one doesn't exactly count anymore, I remember.
Oh.
But anyway, I'm not going to mention that. But basically, pretty much, just like to pretty much say something. Thank you, everyone. As usual, if you want to follow me on Twitter, Captain Austin 93, follow me on Instagram, Captain Austin 93, and if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, guys. And yeah, pretty much. So, Evention, you can tell everyone where they can find you.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at I'm Evention. Check out my Instagram. It's also I'm Evention. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.
All right, Josh, you can tell them where they can find you, like on Twitter and stuff like that.
I don't have any of that crap. And if you go on my Facebook, I have like one photo, and I don't want pedophiles on there. So, but I have a YouTube account coming soon. If you like music, so check that out. Maybe a couple months if you're not lazy. And, that's pretty much it. Duplex City, bitch. So bye.
Oh my god, awesome. All right, Brian, tell them where else they can find you.
You can follow Brian. No, my Instagram is YouTubeXSpider2, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. And this WrestleMania was pretty good.
All right.
No, it was all right.
Alright, just by the way, guys, for Evention and BrianMovies Maker, subscribe to their YouTube channels. The links are in the description. As you heard, Josh will have his YouTube channel pretty much going in the next 2 months and everything. So the more and more he appears on this, you'll hear more and more updates on it. So yeah, every time we do pay-per-view, and by the way, guys, we will from now on do a review on every single WWE pay-per-view every single month now. So we won't be doing Raws or SmackDowns or NXT or anything like that because that's a little bit too much, to be honest. We're just going to do pay-per-views because that's a lot easier. As you know, this was really long, but this was really fun. Glad to do it, and I'm back. I'm glad I'm doing WWE videos again, especially with the A-holes. So really cool. So guys, follow the boys, support them and everything, and we are out. See you guys. Oh, by the way, my rating, it's a pretty good show, about 7 out of 10. Pretty good show, and we're out. Bye.